In today's episode, we're breaking down exactly what it looks like for you to create your dream career. And we're not going to be looking at the beautiful Instagram version that all looks so beautiful on the outside. We're going to be talking about the real journey, about the risks, the rejections, the scary decisions, and the moments when you have to speak up for yourself, when your voice is shaking, and those times when life throws you a plot twist and you have to navigate where you go from there. And the first thing that I want to share with you in today's episode is 9 core principles that I love to live by. I do need reminders every now and then, as we always do when life does throw you those curveballs, but they're so powerful to come back to. And if you have lost a job recently, or you have gotten rejected, or you are a little bit confused as to where you want to go from here, I really believe that today's episode is going to bring you some newfound clarity and excitement for what is to come, as well as some ideas as to how you can move forward in a way that is going to help you create your absolute dream life-like career that you deserve and are capable of creating. Number 1 is challenges are not a sign to stop, but they are proof that you are right on track. I cannot explain to you how many times throughout my journey have gotten rejected, crazy setbacks in the midst of working on massive projects, failing both publicly and in private, and just people not supporting the vision that I had and continue to have for this dream career that I've been developing over the past 10 years. There's been times where I've gotten rejections for jobs that I thought were my dream, but because of those rejections, it helped me take steps towards a dream that was more aligned with what I actually want for my life long term. I've uploaded content that has been not perceived in the way that I would have wished for from the audience that I've shared it to. Maybe I made a mistake or said something that upset someone. And from those hard lessons, when my audience have responded in a way that wasn't the way I had intended for my content to come across, I have learned beautiful lessons that have helped me create content that has been more aligned with both my values, but also shared in a way that can be more beneficial and valuable to the people who are receiving these messages that I share. So many times when I first moved to Los Angeles, I was broke and didn't know when my next paycheck would arrive, where I would even get it from. And that uncertainty, can make you feel defeated when you feel like you're trying everything and anything. But those challenges have made me tougher and have made me capable of the challenges I'm navigating in my current business, where I have so many employees, so many different partners that I work with every single month, every single week. I communicate with all these different partners and these different people that I work with, and deadlines I have to hit, and my community who I want to make sure that I serve to my absolute best ability. And all of these challenges along the way have helped me become the person that I needed to become in order for me to be capable of this next level career step that I've stepped into. So if you're feeling like so many challenges are coming your way right now, trust that they are here to make you stronger. Something that one of my community members has been dealing with in the midst of her starting her content creation journey has been the most amount of technical issues, and that setting her back from, creating the creations that she's wanted to create to check off her weekly to-do list. And oh my goodness, the amount of times where I've spent a full week editing a YouTube video and then the whole hard drive just crashing and me losing every single thing I made, or, just little glitches of spilling coffee on my computer so I can't work on my videos for a full week and give the deliverables to the partners that I work with. And all the different challenges that have arisen and come my way has really helped me get stronger. And the rejections I've gotten in both my modeling career, in my dance career, and all the different things that I was pursuing before I do what I do today, I know for a fact was there to redirect me towards exactly what I'm doing every single day today, because I love every part of my job, whether it's recording these podcast episodes, speaking with my community every single day and helping support them in reaching their goals, creating content, being creative in that way, coming up with delicious, high protein, low calorie recipes. I literally love every single part of my job. And if I hadn't gotten those rejections when it came to my modeling and my dance career, I would have never gone in this direction. And so if you right now are being challenged obstacles are coming your way, just know that it is for you. The second core principle is that your dream career requires a season of being misunderstood. When I got this idea to create the career that I have today, no one in my surroundings could see the vision I saw. So if you have big dreams and goals for your life, it's okay that people don't understand you now, because once you get there after years of hard work, things are going to turn around. Things will shift. So it is okay if you are in a season right now where you're being misunderstood. Number 3 is confidence comes after taking that scary action, not before. So you have to take the bold action step. You have to make that move in order for you to gain that confidence and belief in yourself and prove to yourself that you are capable of doing badass freaking stuff in your life. And you will see this in a moment when I share some clips from a coaching call that I had on Sunday. And what you also will see is the definition of the fourth core principle that I want to share with you today, which is closed doors equals redirection, not failure. I once was at the end of a long process audition for a world tour for a singer that I felt would be the absolute dream job of my life. I ended up getting rejected. Now, again, what that led me to was little by little creating the career that I have today. And what also happened, which is something I've shared previously on this podcast episode, is that the girl that they did hire, she got fired after a month because the singer tried to do sexual things with her that she was not willing to do. So it's not always only just a redirection. It may also be there to save you from having to deal with some challenges that you do not need in your life. 5, your career grows when you grow. I believe that the biggest reason why I have developed success within my career, and I'm nowhere near done yet. Like, I've gotten to a certain level of success, but I am not stopping anytime soon. But the level of success that I have gained, I believe, is due to the amount of self-development that I've done. And I know that that's why we're all here on this Challenge Your Norm podcast. It's because we want to grow. Because when we grow, we dare to dream bigger, take bolder moves, make growth our way of life, and then will not only our life grow, but so will our careers. Number 6 is advocate for yourself even when your voice shakes. And this is something that, again, in just a moment when we dive into a little conversation that I had with my community, Ava did this week. And you will hear the confidence that has built, but also what the inner self-work that she's done over the past year and a half has done to help her make herself be able to stand up for herself in that way without putting anyone down, but just standing up for herself and advocating for herself and her work and what she deserves. 7 is that every challenge and obstacle has 2 options. 1, contraction or expansion. Contraction is we play small, we avoid, we stay safe in our comfort zone, we stay hurt, and maybe even blame others. However, someone with an expansion mindset, they see every single challenge as a lesson, a way to grow, a reset, and ask for help, a way to look outside of the box, be creative to find solutions, and try again. If we think about the most successful people in this world, every single one of them have gone through the craziest amounts of challenges. And the reason that they succeeded is because they have chosen expansion time and time again. And so whenever we feel like we want to contract, we can just look at those role models and choose to get back up and expand ourselves to become even better and better. Number 8 is don't wait for clarity, but create it. I guide one of the community challengers inside of this little chat that I'm about to share with you through a exercise that they can do in order for them to create this clear plan and structure to create that clarity on what they need to do in order for them to level up, step up, and make these wild, crazy dreams happen. And the 9th and final core principle that I want to share with you before we dive into something I find really exciting is that our dreams are built with one bold step at a time. It's that one DM that we send. It's that one pitch. It's that one conversation we have. It's that one little action step that we take every single day that moves us towards this dream career that we are creating. Now, inside of my Dream Life Society, we don't just get in the best shape of our lives. Even though that is something we do, we talk about everything. We talk about relationships and building habits that make us feel fulfilled. And we also talk about business and building our dream career, because building our dream life has so many components to it. And it just happened to be a big talk on business and building dream careers after losing jobs, after getting rejected, after starting to question ourselves. What do we actually want for a career? If we were to think a little bit bigger, what would I actually want? And how could I dare and get bold to go bravely after that thing? How can I start speaking up for myself to my boss, who is never really satisfied with my work? Like, how do we navigate these different obstacles and challenges that come up in our life? This conversation, what I'm about to play to you, all was happening in last week's Sunday community coaching call. And I found it so powerful that I felt like I needed to share this with you guys, because we have these Sunday calls inside of my Dream Life Society, which, by the way, right now is 40% off both my December challenge, my cookbook, as well as my membership. And if you get the yearly membership, it's 66% off right now for Black Friday. And if you're listening to this at any later date, you can still join us in the link in the description and come be a part of these Sunday calls and go through my 4-step dream life system to literally create your dream life, your dream body, your dream career, your dream relationships, your dream habits, your dream life. I guide you through step by step, and I'm really freaking excited and proud and grateful for this community, because these people are so phenomenal, and being surrounded by them helps me level the frick up. So if you want to join us, I'll put the link below. But without further ado, now let's dive into this week's conversation with my beautiful, phenomenal Dream Life Society.
I'm really glad to be here, and as always, really grateful for all of you. So I'm partially here to borrow a little bit of strength from all of you. Professionally, things are just at a really intense, difficult moment. I thought I'd be asking you more, Pernilla, about, if I want to maintain my body weight but lose body fat, what should I change? Because I seem to have found maintenance, or like I, took 15 pounds off my assisted pull-up, and that was a big win for me. But really different situation today. A lot swirling. A lot is really scary and really intense. And that's why I said, like, stay present, stay persistent, and, try to stay calm. And so anyway, thank you for letting me share. If anybody has what they do to kind of keep themselves centered in sort of the middle of a hurricane, I would greatly appreciate your insight, whether it's here or in the chat.
I feel this. I feel you. And I want to ask you, if you put your hand on your heart, do you believe you're going to be okay? That you can navigate this situation?
I'm trying. It's bizarre. There's a lot of good things happening, and one big unexpected thing just happened on Friday. And so I know I don't have all the answers, and right now there's a lot of uncertainty, and I'm trying to remind myself that I have community. And, in my life on the business side, I have people, I have partners. There are pragmatic solutions. I have to find them. I'm very scared right now. So
In the past, when you've gone through challenges, have you been able to find your way out of it and get to the other side potentially stronger because you've had to go through it?
yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
I'm sorry. I
believe?
don't even know if what I said or what I'm asking is allowed. I just
100% it is. And I think it's something every single one of us can relate to in a different way. Everyone goes through challenges like this in a different way, right? So we're all here supporting you. My purpose with these questions is because I want you to remind yourself of all of the other challenges you've gone through in your life and how you've overcome them, not because you've known all the answers, but because step by step, you've made one choice at a time that has gotten you to that other side. And because you've had to climb those mountains and overcome those challenges, you've become stronger as an individual on the other side of it. And if you could go back in time to a previous challenge and give yourself an advice when you were navigating that previous challenge, can you think of a challenge that you've had to go through in the past?
yeah.
What would you tell that younger version of yourself?
Basically, the outcome is going to be really different than you could have ever imagined, but it also will open doors didn't ever think to look for.
Can you write that down
Yeah.
and repeat that to yourself 3 times a day?
Yeah.
Is there something else you would tell that younger version of yourself?
Learning is part of the process, right? Like all of the challenges, you come out with more experience and wisdom, and you know how to like navigate things differently in the future.
Beautiful. And then one last question, because I know that this is something we've talked about previously. Have you had a celebration dance party?
I did, but right now that celebration does not feel appropriate.
Okay. But could a complete release of all of these stressors that are happening inside of your body, could that potentially, if you just were to take 60 seconds, 90 seconds once a day, could that potentially release some of this overwhelmment that you may be feeling?
Yeah, that's definitely where honestly the gym has been really helpful. Like
Yeah.
it's a longer story. I was a ballerina before I was ever a scientist, so like I'm a very physical person, so that always really helps. But that's a good reminder to just like build in even maybe like little snacks of movement.
Yeah. And imagine if you do the dance party, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. It takes
Yeah,
no time. Then you repeat that sentence to yourself that you wrote down, and then you get back to work. Don't you think that's going to help you show up for more of a
I think
solution-based,
yeah,
positive way of going about it? Yeah.
yeah, I
So
definitely
for the next 7 days, is that what you're going to do whenever this starts creeping in and building up?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Whenever we're like moving on, I have a cool story that maybe might make you feel better. So generally things are good in the sense of like sticking to the plan and everything, but I also got a nasty surprise on Friday in that I was laid off. And I kind of felt that kind of coming, but at this like so before, they put a meeting on your calendar and it could go either way, but I was like, this doesn't feel good. And I was between journal prompts and everything, I was just like, okay, I can choose to freak out about it or I can choose not to freak out about it. Whatever I do doesn't change the outcome. So I decided I'm going to do my best to not freak out, it took a lot of effort. But I said, okay, today's word of the day is positive, adaptable. And what I'm going to do is if it's bad news, I'm going to take the rest of the month and like enjoy the holiday. I do have a little bit of a runway for like finances. So I'm okay for a little bit. I mean, I can't like never work. So I was like, and then I'm just going to finish out the rest of December. I'm going to enjoy the holidays. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to keep my Mexico City trip. I might extend it since now I don't have to be back for anything. And I'm going to be open to the universe and go from there. Obviously, going to stay like responsible and stuff. But I was like, that's going to be the good thing. And then I'm going to be serious and look for a job in January when I get back. And as then that conversation happened, I was like, all right, fine. It was a pleasant conversation. He was like, you're great. You're extremely likable. You present very well, positive, positive, positive. But your skill set is not aligned with what we want. So it's basically just a misalignment. And I thought, it is like really scary and everything. But there's a couple things I thought, you know what, like that's nice to hear. And it made me think even further about like my journey and what I'm doing of reinvention. It's like, yeah, like the universe keeps giving me signs in all areas of my life that like this isn't aligned. And so it's like, take that and like put yourself in a situation that like is aligned. It might not be anything that you expect. It'll probably be something bizarre and you'll be like, oh shit, I never saw that coming. But like, let it happen because the easy thing I could do is I could get another job doing the same thing for another short period of time before I'm like, I hate this. And I'm back where I started. So like, just do it now, figure it out, bite the bullet. Like, I don't know. I am scared. Like, I don't want to downplay that. I'm scared and nervous. But I also thought today that, like, look, I ran the Boston Marathon years ago, and I used to be a runner, not a ballerina, but like I was a serious runner. So I get that mindset. And this particular year, it was like 100 degrees overnight, and nobody was prepared. And I was like, the last 4 miles, everything was excruciating painful. I was alone. I had trained, but not for this moment. So it was like, brand new experience. I was crying. This older woman next to me was like, are you crying because you're happy or it hurts? I'm like, it hurts. And she was like laughing in like a good way. And I was like, am I the only one suffering right now? And that's what this moment for me feels like. Like I can do this. I've trained. It's a brand new experience, a brand new thing. I'm like learning this skill on the fly. But like Pernilla said, like I have data to show that like I've gotten through hard things. I do have a really awesome skill set that has never been fully monetized that like is getting me through this. And so I'll be fine. I just got to be open to it. Stick to the plan, continue taking care of yourself, continue working out, continue eating, do the things you need to do. And I talked to a good friend of mine today who kind of coached me. He's like also like a life coach a little bit. And I told him exactly this. I was like, look, I need a strategic session. It was like 5 minutes. This is my option. I can go get another job, easy peasy, safe option. I could take the time and just chill out and have fun. Or I could like actively have a schedule of pursuing something that like is more aligned. He's like, I like the options of 2 and 3. You've worked really hard for 15 years. Like take some time, go have fun. You never know what's going to happen. I'm here when you hyperventilate, but like, you're going to be fine. This sounds really cool. And then I just got back from the gym and I'm hanging out and this guy is like, just started talking to me. He's like, I'm doing this run club. There's only a few of us. We could really use some like guidance. Do you run? Would you teach something for us? And I'm like, yeah, I got all the time in the world. I'm happy to teach you and happy to run with you guys. So like, I'm just trying to stay open to the things that the universe presents. And then I'm also kind of like going to challenge myself to have fun and enjoy things. But I'm in New York City and like there are pockets here that are special to New York City. Like that's why I moved here. And like the only way to succeed in New York is like to be yourself. You're going to fail if you're not yourself. So like I want to go into the fashion industry. I want to go into the arts, the performing arts. I want to like just go into these places that I've never been before and like see what happens, And if it works out, cool. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I can always fall back on my boring job. But like, why not? Just go for it.
Yes, this is so amazing. When I read your post the other day too, I was so lit up. It's like this exactly your mindset and everything that's happening in your life. That's how absolute massive miracles and transformation happens. Follow your curiosity, follow what lifts up your soul. And luckily, you do have some savings for a limited amount of time, but use that time and freaking go 100% in the direction of all the things that could potentially be your new
Yeah.
path.
You know what
So
I did?
exciting.
You know what I did last night too? I was like, all right, what are my patterns? Where did this? And I went from like college to now. And I was like, where were the pivotal moments? Like, what did I like? What went bad? What are the patterns here? And with the help of ChatGPT, like I figured some stuff out. But the gist of it is like, there were certain things I was pursuing, feeling special, feeling respected, feeling validated. And then when that didn't happen, I felt worthless. And so basically I was searching for something and then internalizing the bad results. If I don't internalize that, and it's just data, I'm in the middle of like trying to figure this out. So like, I don't have this, I'm not an expert here, but like realizing the patterns here and just like realizing like what is causing that insecurity and that pain and that fear. And then just like, oh, if I'm aware of it, I could change it. You could have any life you want, any outcome you want, And then, Leah, I don't know what the bad news was, but I do think of people in my industry who've had like humiliating things happen to them publicly and like they're still like the most respected expert in the field. So like that's across the board.
Thank you for your beautiful energy. We're all cheering you on big time and can't wait. I really can't wait to see where this takes you.
Yeah, me
I
too.
know it's going to be miraculous, regardless of what it is that's going to come your way, but it's so exciting. And your mindset towards it, especially, is what's going to be helping you create it. So
Yeah.
beautiful.
I forget who it was last week who also had all that energy. I forget her name. I want to say Eva, but I don't think it was Eva who like just quit her bartending job and went to Hawaii.
Casey?
Yeah. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, ooh, but now I'm like, okay, if she's like so pumped about it, then look, I can do it too.
So cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep us all updated.
Leah, I wanted to share a story. If I have it correctly, like it sounds like you've been working at this for quite some time. And in September, I had been working towards a certification that requires 5 years of practice in my area, plus 5 references, plus 60 hours of continuing learning education credit. And I had applied for it a few years ago and I didn't get it. And they said, you need more years of experience. And then this year they changed it and they're like, oh, you only need 3 years of experience, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. And then I don't know what you're going through. And I didn't think this originally related, but as you kept talking, I forget about all the work and all the times I showed up on a daily basis, just doing the right thing when something comes in out of left field and my imposter syndrome kind of can kick in. When we were both on the mini coaching call and it's like, it doesn't sound like this thing that came in Friday is because of something you did or didn't do, which is always my thing. I'm like, well, if I had only done this, it wouldn't have happened. Or if I do this and and kill myself and try and get up, it'll happen. Anyway, going back to my certification story, I humbled myself. I went back to old team members. I asked for references. I put in a really robust application, and then I got a denial October 3rd, and I was just so sad. Also, immediately, like, I talked about it with somebody who reminded me to be super kind and not say that there's been some sort of mistake. But I did ask, like at the end, I was frustrated and just said, like, I would be really interested to know what would an application need to have, if not over, I had 8 references, I had multiple pages of documentation. So I said, what would application need to have in order to get this certification at this point? The woman who is the admin there, I had been super friendly to her throughout, and I said, thank you so much for letting me know. And I did ask for an appeal, I did ask why, but I really appreciate you being so kind as I applied through the process. And if I see you at one of the conferences, I hope we can, I can thank you in person. She's like, Kelly, here's the appeals form. We're going to immediately set you up. I know you worked so hard. Like, normally this takes 60 days. We're going to fast track your appeal. It took about a month, but they had my whole process go through another 3-party panel review. And I put it in there, like, I don't know where you are, but as an entrepreneur, I imagine, like, it's hard because it's like it's all on you right now. And I did put in my appeal, I said, what would an application that would pass look like? And I'm not working right now, so if I do need to reapply, are you willing to forego the fee? Like, that was humbling for me to say. And anyway, the third party, the 3-person new board that looked at my application, I got it this month. And it reminds me, like, heck yeah, I did it. I did 5 years of work. So wherever you are with your work, like, I think because someone says no, that means that it's gospel, and it's not always. And it was scary to appeal, and it was scary to say to somebody of authority that they may be wrong. Anyway, so that's my experience. I hope that helps this week, and good luck with whatever you're working on, because you're showing up in this community, and it sounds like you show up across the board, and that doesn't mean we have to be perfect people. We're people who are continuing to grow.
Kelly, you're freaking incredible. Thank you for all of that. I think every single one of us in here needed to hear that.
I'll share this week after our mini coaching call, I worked out 5 days and I've walked every day, and I am a person who is consistent. And it just, what changed me this month was being honest in that mini coaching call to say, this is what I'm struggling with. This is where I don't feel like I'm a part of this group. It's where I feel like I'm saying one thing online and I'm, living another, and just having the honesty and the feedback, and like, yeah, I want to be a consistent person. And so it got me over that edge. I'd also say being totally surrendered that, like, I'm not going to enjoy this. I'm going to let go of any sort of expectation of enjoyment for right now. I'm going to feel bad, and I'm going to continue to do it because being a consistent person is more important to me right now. So that's my win.
That's so good. Congratulations, Kelly. I'm so happy that you did it. Hi, Ava. So good to see you.
So good to see you too, and everyone. Well, I wanted to share that this month for me was the all-in month. And even though I had some obstacles, like I hurt my back again, it doesn't mean that I'm going to quit. It means, again, all in, but in a different direction. And I'm still devoted to the path I've chosen, which is my motto for this month. And I want to share something about this week, what I'm committed to do this week. When I was drinking my coffee yesterday morning, I was listening to educational videos. And I've realized for a while that I struggle with perfectionism. And that is the reason that sometimes I'm avoiding things. I have some responsibilities, and I used to believe that I am a procrastinator, but basically what I am is a perfectionist. And I listened to a video yesterday, and it was a big slap to my face. I loved it. It said that procrastination is basically perfectionism, which is basically fear of judgment, which is basically linked to ego. And that was a big slap to my face. So that's what I want to face this week. Basically, I want to be bold enough to commit to every single thing that I have received the message that what I'm doing is not good enough, and go do it, even if it's imperfect, and just gain whatever it is. That's my commitment for this week. Doesn't have to do with fitness because I'm kind of limited in this area, but it's spiritual fitness.
The fact that you listened to that video and understood it for what it actually was shows how far along you are in your self-awareness journey. Because many people would listen to that and not connect the dots. You know how we can read a book like 10 times and every time we get something new out of it? I feel like this just shows how freaking far you've come in these past year and a half of really working on yourself. So powerful.
Thank you for saying that.
Is there
Well, it
one,
was so clear to avoid it, but yeah, thank you for saying that.
is there one area where you want to face this head on to start off? Something that you would want to share with us so that it can be more, you know, when it shows up, you have all of us having heard you say it and trying to help you stay accountable?
I have this in my life for many, many years. So I'm trying to not take it personally anymore, but it has been very difficult for me. Like, you know, for many years, whatever I do is not good enough.
Challenge for you. I know you know this already, and I'm just gonna pause you because you can complete what you're about to say.
Yeah.
I would love for you, before you even deliver it, or as you deliver whatever project thing you've been working on, you give yourself that acknowledgement, that positive feedback that you would have loved for him to give you. Because if you do that before even receiving his feedback, you will be feeling content and proud of the work that you've put in.
I will definitely do that because it will be very helpful for me. Of course, I have never done that before. Like a week ago, I felt that I did my first step towards that. And I just want to say that I'm journaling every day. I went back to my first journals. And apart from the growth that I've realized I've been through, I'm really grateful that I've been consistent with some things. And now some things that I used to struggle with, they are a part of my life now. I know I made the effort, but I owe this to this community and you and all of your support because it was a rough ride, this consistency thing. And I'm really grateful. I think that I wouldn't have done without you. Oh.
I love these chats. I'm at 3.3 pounds of muscle. And the body fat started going down this week because I
Incredible. You changed some things with your nutrition?
Yeah, I just stopped eating like 200 calories. Or there's a few days I'll go through phases where I'll eat a lot of food or like, and then like the next day I don't. So there was like a few days where I didn't even come close to it, but like throughout the week, I still under like a surplus, not
Amazing.
a surplus, a deficit of calories. And I've learned that like, I don't know what it is, if it's more or less like my body's just like, no more food. Like don't feed me. And I'm good for like a day where I can just like reset every so often. It's not like an every week thing, but like today I'm just like, I'm not hungry.
So you're listening to your body. You're intuitively eating in that way. That's good.
In that one aspect.
Congratulations on the massive progress. That's so exciting.
Yeah, and I've I still hit some PRs this week, but I knew it would be less because I hit so many last week that I was like, my body needs some time to catch up on the.
You pushed it hard last week, while that you still hit some this week. Crazy.
I still hit a few,
Crazy, especially now that you're in a bit of a deficit. Like that's wild.
Yeah, so that
you're
was
amazing.
Cool. And then I think that's like the updates on the actual fitness stuff. And then I've just low-key been in this like boredom stage, like nobody's at my house and I'm bored and I'm like leaning into just being bored and like letting it happen for a season. Because I know there's plenty of times where I'm gonna be too like overwhelmed in too many things. And so I'm like finding this balance of being bored but also still being productive. And it's a weird, interesting point. Like in my business specifically, like I've had times where I'm like super dialed in and like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And then in this season, I'm like, everything's working, like it's just there. And I'm just like have this general, like, I guess I just keep doing what I'm doing. So
incredible.
Doesn't feel like this, like I need to do this every single dialed in, like intense energy kind of thing. So it feels weird to me because I'm like, I feel like I should be doing more, but I also understand the season that I'm in. And so, I'm just at a kind of like loss for, I feel like I should be doing more, but I also know that I should just enjoy the moment too.
I would lean into it because good things come from boredom.
Yeah.
That's where the best ideas come. That's where the next push comes from. Okay. And you're still growing. You're still working toward things. Like as a high achiever, I can relate to when there is that season. It can feel challenging.
Of like, do I do something more? Is there what is it next? But
that will come. I believe that will come. And when it comes, you will have no doubt that, okay, it's now time to level up. And I know you, so I know that you're naturally, when that comes, you're naturally gonna be like, explosion, let's freaking go.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, I live in that zone more than I live in this zone. And so being in this boredom zone, like, feels kind of weird.
But I also feel like you can, throughout this boredom zone, do good things for your soul. I know that you love your walks, you love the
Yeah.
sunset, you love the like the chill little moments. Like, how can you enjoy the boredom or the peace and quiet? We could also word it
Yeah.
as. How could you enjoy the peace and quiet in the best way possible? How could you really just bathe in this peace and quiet and allow the creative ideas to come to you? What could you do if you were to just say like one or two things?
I probably should actually write down the moments that I enjoy, like the little moments,
Yeah.
and just write them down.
Maybe write like 10 things down and then choose a couple every week.
I haven't thought about it. I've only been thinking about it from a boredom perspective, not a enjoy the piece.
Maybe on the page you could write from boredom to whatever word feels more aligned, like peaceful, quiet,
Yeah.
creative, flow, whatever. And then like write down the things that could make it feel more in that way. Amazing. I'm excited to see what comes up for you. Take the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. I think Becky
It's
said it last week or whatever, where she's like journaling, started feeling more things. And I was like, I don't know if I've been feeling anything lately. So I was like, my commitment this week is to actually start journaling again.
Yep. That's what happens when we're go, 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 go. We can detach from our feelings. Yeah. How can you lean into those emotions and let it come to you and feel it?
After last week's call, I really loved some of the stuff that Aaliyah was talking about last week around failure. And I think she said, like, what are you actually scared of? You're in no danger at all. And I was thinking this week, I was like, I need to go back and re-listen to our call. But before I could do that, I threw on the podcast, and there we all were on the call. So it was really helpful just hearing all this stuff again. And I feel like I've made a lot of really positive changes this month, like doing the workouts, committed to eating healthier. But like for me, that has also just been like kind of an easy path throughout the challenge. What I came for the challenge, like, don't get me wrong, the walking lunges are not easy. Don't throw those in there anymore. But what I came for the challenge was to like redefine my career and what I really want to do. And while I've been thinking about that, I've been nowhere near going as hard as that as I have with the workouts and everything. So I was kind of just thinking through that a little bit this week, and I wrote down the list of like my 20 ways to solve what your problem is, and I put down different career opportunities or like wild ideas that I could do for a profession. And one of them on there was a luxury home builder here that I've always just been like really fascinated with. Their architecture and design is just like really speaks to me. It is an awesome product. So I was like, maybe you should work for them. And I've thought about it in the past, very small group, pretty exclusive, and I've never really done anything with that. And I realized like the comments that were made last week in the call is the only thing holding me back is fear of failure. And really, should I be scared of that? No, I shouldn't, because it's really no danger. One of the things I put on there on the list was like I got to like line item like 17 or 18, and I couldn't think of anything else, so I kind of just like slacked off and said, "Fuck it, work for Taylor Swift." She's one of my big fangirl here. So I mentioned that to a friend when I was interviewing him this week, and he's like, "You know what, Beck? I think like it wouldn't surprise me if you figured out a way to work for Taylor Swift." And I was like, that is the mindset I have around everything that I do in my life except the career. So say if you want to work for this luxury home builder, just do it. And if you fail, it doesn't matter. I feel like in our group, we've got such high performers that failure hasn't been something a lot of us have dealt with. And that applies to me, I feel like. And if you don't get it, good things are going to come along the way anyway. So that's really what I'm kind of working for this week.
So cool. You've been going deep. That's freaking incredible. Like with all the other weeks, I feel like every week you unlock something new. Now that you have this awareness, do you have a plan as to how you're gonna go towards this?
I have several like ways to attack this company. That's my mindset. Like I'm going to figure out like a way to weasel my in with them. Also, in like the conversation I was having with my friend this week, we actually met about 20 years ago. We sold Cadillacs together. We worked at this car dealership. So we're obsessed with Cadillacs, and he's mentioning that probably early next year he's going to buy the new top of the line Escalade electric one. And I was like, oh, I just want to go out and price mine, be like a little dork, see what my Escalade comes out to be. And mine came out to be $154,000. Like I'm never gonna buy this vehicle. But I sent it to him and he's like, oh, 154? Like, we can figure out how to get that. And so just that mindset, like me saying on one hand, like, that is crazy. I would never spend that amount of money on a car and I probably won't ever. But him saying, like, that's the standard. If that's what you have to achieve, figure out how to get there. So really just trying to like, if that's what you want, figure out a way to make it happen.
So incredible. Yes, yes, yes to everything you're sharing. If you need any support or brainstorming ideas or anything when it comes to attacking this and making this happen, we're here for you. This is just so exciting. And I actually don't doubt that you're going to get it. And if you don't get that, you're going to get something better. The mindset you have, it's inevitable. Of course, you're going to get it. Yeah, that or something better, right?
The calls are super helpful. This one and just knowing like, oh, I can talk to this group about what we're after and everyone's going in their own direction. So it's enjoyable.
I love it too. I love it. Never had such a go-getter group like this and so like-minded and just all of us working towards big things in our different ways. It's so freaking powerful. But they say you become who you surround yourself with, and I feel like this community really has that impact on me, and I hope on every single one who's in here.
Wow, Becky, that was very powerful. I feel like when we first started this, you were just talking a lot about your goals and as you said, making the plan. And I felt like that spoke to me a lot just because I feel very similar to Grace where I've like felt kind of bored. I've had a lull in my life. I've like checked off some big goals and I'm like, where am I going? What am I doing? Cool, I can show up for workout. Cool, I can show up for myself, but like what am I doing with my life? And so I feel like hearing you, I don't know, just going through your process this past like month has just been really cool. And the energy you had just now is like, it's inspiring me and getting me excited. I feel like I wrote out a whole list of goals, which I've been really scared to do, and I have no idea why. I've been trying really hard to push myself to like start some of them, but I'm kind of frozen. I'm usually fine with failure. I'm usually like loving when things change, and I'm usually fine to be vulnerable when it comes to my music. But I think those are the three things that I am scared of because there's different things that I have for the goals that I've written, and it has like given me a lot of insight to what I want to head towards. And some of it is like things that I wanted to do since I was a kid, like try being a baker. And that just feels like such a crazy shift in like what I'm currently doing, which is like account management for a Texas auto dealership. It's just like so different. But I think I can actually do them at the same time. So I don't know. This group has really been inspiring me and everyone. I'm also a super high achiever. And so it feels cool to be around so many inspiring people talking about all of the things that they're doing. And it's been like a slow, not burn, but like slow inspirational rise of like really trying to just start somewhere in some direction. So I spoke with my husband on when we went on this like nature walk on Wednesday about some of the goals that I want to do. And he's like, you can do a lot of these today. You can like totally start them today. Like, I don't know why you're sitting on them because once you start them, like, I know you're just going to succeed and kill it and you can do anything you put your mind to. I was like, I know, but are you saying that because you love me? Or are you saying that because you think I can? And I know he thinks that I can. It's just, I don't know. He's been also seeing me grow in this group and like just have like light come back to me over since I've been here in October and stuff. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. I guess I'm just sometimes like I'm addicted to the chaos and like doing back-to-back things. But I think in reality, it makes me kind of sad because I'm not focusing on my goals. I'm like, it feels like avoidance actions almost of
Question,
like,
Sasha,
yeah.
because I know, like your husband, you can do this. So we just got to break past that wall that's holding you back. This fear that you're having, this procrastination that you're going through right now, I'm just going to be like direct with you right now because I think that's what you need. And I really want you to get started on these goals because I know it's going to lead to something great for you, whatever that is. Is the fear and the procrastination worthy of you not taking those first action steps to get started?
No, because I'm just
Why?
like just delaying what could be now.
So why don't you get started right now, today? Do you know the exact first 3 steps? Small, but first 3 steps. Have you made it super clear and simple as to what you need to do? 1, 2, 3.
I have 2, but I feel like I could definitely go through my list and like prioritize them and then put tasks underneath them. And that's what I haven't done yet is
Amazing.
I talked about it on Wednesday with him, but like for the baking thing, he's like, we have a friend who is a head baker in Sacramento. Like talk to her, see if you can like just work with her in addition to like keeping your job so you don't feel like because bakers don't make a lot of money unless you like really blow up and all this stuff and it's really hard and demanding on the body. And so that's why I've just been like nervous is like I also want to be financially stable. So yes, there are some things I can do today and that is one on my list is like starting the baking conversation.
Amazing. Because mostly the reason we procrastinate is because we know what we want, but we haven't broken it down into small, simple daily action steps because it feels overwhelming when we don't have that clear step by step process. But when we have it broken down to just call her. But I don't know what your list is going to look like. But if you have it to like 5 minute little tasks, it's so much more easy to get started. And then if you
Yeah.
today make the list of like 10 things you could do this next week, you could put it in your calendar, turn it into a checklist. And every day, maybe you have to check off 2 things. And it's like 5 minute little tasks. If you break it down and put it into your calendar, the likelihood of you not getting started, not taking action on it is going to be so much smaller. And you have all of us in here right now cheering you on to do this. And it is so bold of you to share because most people wouldn't. So I want to acknowledge you for that. I want to say congratulations for sharing it with us all. I understand why you were nervous. It's very vulnerable to share our goals. It is. It's scary because it's going to force us out of our comfort zone. So it's something I think every single one of us in here can relate to. Would you be willing to make that list? And you said you had 2 things, but maybe the 2 things need to be broken into 5 tiny tasks each. Would you be willing to this, like today, write down the, let's say, between 5 to 10 tasks that you have to do this week just to get started?
Yes, I will do that. I will do that today. I'll do that after this call.
I love that. This is so exciting, Sasha.
You're
It's
right. I
really
think giving like voice to the goals is freaky, especially like in this group of just amazing entrepreneurial people of just having, I don't know, for a while it was like, dang, what are my goals? Like, what do I want to do? And then the minute I started writing them, because I think you in one of your journals, you had like write down your goals and you had some examples. And I think from the I was like, I don't know, like 200 pounds on leg press, I guess. And then when you wrote some of the examples, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make alcohol. I want to like be a baker. I want to, like maybe sign with a label and just push music as far as they can. It's just like all of these things started like coming out. And I think I've been like shoving it down and doing a lot of avoidance actions, things that are still good. Focusing on my body's still good. Trying to make macros, whatever, still great, like amazing. And I want that's a big goal of mine too. But I feel like, yeah, giving voice to these other things has been really terrifying because there's just so many go-getters in here. And I feel like I don't meet very many people who are like high achievers like me. And I feel invigorated and like inspired being around that. I feel like usually I'm the person in my friend group. I love my friends, but in the friend group that's like, the go-getter, she does everything. Open this jar for me because you're strong kind of person. And yeah, my husband always says like in order to become a better musician, surround yourself with good musicians and then you'll get better. And so it's the same thing. It's like, duh, of course. I think I'm so nervous because I've never met so many amazing people like this who are just awesome and like go-getters. So
You fit right in
sorry.
because you are that yourself. Really. The amount of growth you've done since you joined in October is freaking beautiful. Every single one of us have been able to witness it, and it is powerful. And it's so cool that like you had those goals of like the fitness, hitting a certain goal you wanted to be able to do in the leg press, the macros, all that. But you're nailing that. You're already on top of that. You're already making progress, and now it's like you're moving on to that next thing, which you have the
Yeah.
whole time as well. I feel like you've consistently added more habits or changed different things in your life that didn't work or benefit you. And now you're just ready to take the next leap and step. It's so powerful. You got this.
Yeah.
You got it.
Thank you. I will say that a lot of the workout stuff has shown me that I can trust myself again and that I can, like, it's helped me with energy. Like, I know that I show up for that stuff, but I feel like this time it has created a base for me to be able to, like, look at what my goals are and start there because it's like created a healthy relationship with myself. And I like love myself again. And I haven't for a while. I was like, man, I used to love this person who I was in 2017, and she was fucking badass. Sorry, she was badass, and she was just like great and like could do whatever. And she didn't even question. She just like if she wanted to sew, she did it. If she wanted a business, she started it. And now I'm like, oh, I don't know who I am anymore. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like the whole workout stuff and the showing up for myself and oh yeah, you wanted me to check in about the fat percentage thing. Like seeing that go down, I'm like, and physically how I'm feeling, it's like I'm changing. I'm making change. And so it's really making me feel like, damn, I can love myself again. I can trust myself again. I can be that badass person. I don't have to go back in the past and be that person. I don't want to. I'm going to be that newer version of myself. So I've grown so much since October. I feel like this group has just brought so much joy and like kicked my ass since I've been here.
I just wanted to say something real quick to Sasha when you were talking about like being really driven in so many areas except for your goals. Like I definitely have felt that way. And if you're like me, then you probably like a challenge. So I just like reframed the challenge. And I was like, okay, I need to, first step is to call the baker. And I'm like scared of it for whatever reason. I'm telling myself something based like inside, and I don't know what I'm saying to myself. That's like really scary. So the challenge is like, I'm going to dive into this like cold water. I'm just going to call the baker and see what comes up. And that might be a limiting belief that you're not aware of, and see how that feels. And then just keep looking at those fears like that. And it might just like reveal things about yourself that you haven't thought of or you've repressed. And then at the end of the call, you're like, oh, I called the baker. I guess I'm not lazy. I guess I'm not good enough. I guess I'm not whatever you're telling yourself. You know what I mean? So just like, I don't know. That's what I've been trying to doing, and it's working. So just, I don't know, take it for what it is. And I hope it helps.
I'm just really grateful for this community. I have been like consistent with the workouts. I think one thing that I've struggled with is just like eating enough protein. Like I'm noticing through my lifestyle is getting way more active, and like I've been recording videos and stuff for like my business, and I'm seeing that I'm just like really like skinny. I don't like to see that. So I have protein powder with me here. I don't know if there's like any other like snack you would recommend that I could just like be eating on the daily, just to kind of like not disintegrate, I feel like.
A bunch. You can make prep turkey in the morning, Greek yogurt, eggs, egg white, chicken, obviously, fish. And if you meal prep it in the morning, it can take 10 minutes and just bring it in a box and bring it with you.
I'm home all day and I feel like I'm working, but I like I don't have a hunger. You know what I mean? I know I need to like eat more, follow
What
my
if you on
hunger
Sunday
cues.
cook meat or whatever protein
Like
snack you
like the next 3 weeks of my life, there's no consistency with like a place and like a meal prep. I'm just like I'm here this week, so I can go to the grocery store and get some things. But like next week I'm traveling again. The following week I'm traveling again. Then I'm like in between homes kind of. So like after this full week, I feel like the next 3 weeks are just
Okay, we take it 1 week at a time. This week,
yeah.
you're stuck in one place. So this week, you have today to prep for the whole week. You're going to go to the grocery store and you're going to find the meats, the snacks, the high protein things that you feel could be easy to grab. Cottage cheese, like whatever, cottage cheese with carrots. I love that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that. But like,
I
there's so many.
hate cottage
You could,
cheese.
okay, don't do cottage cheese then. Cook chicken
There's
breast
no way.
and dip it in
Yep.
some sauce that you find delicious. Like that's a crispy snack if you just like heat it up and have it ready to go. Next week when you'll be traveling, look at your schedule and you ask yourself, okay, where will I be able to get in a grocery run where I can grab quick protein snacks? I can make a list. I've made many lists of like protein snacks on the go or just like different swaps that you can make. If you need anything extra, I'm here for you. I can create that for you.
I'll be traveling every 2 days. So like having groceries anywhere is not an option. It's more so like protein bars and stuff like that. And with that, I feel like it's not good to eat that stuff all the time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
when I eat out, I will get some sort of maybe, I'll get the fish with the something, or I'll get the chicken salad, or I'll get, something with a lean meat, and then I'll be like, can we double the protein?
yeah.
Takes a meal from maybe 25 to 50 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So when you eat out, there's small little things like that you can do. And even in a place like Chipotle, you can double the like, if it's like fast food things that you have to get
So
to.
I'm gonna be in Machu Picchu on some freaking mountain where I'm gonna have to learn how to say it in Spanish. Just kidding. But really.
But I'm sure they have
Yeah.
whatever you get. Even in tacos, you can be like, I want extra chicken.
Yeah.
Or side, instead of the nachos on the side, you get extra shrimp with your, what's it called, ceviche? No, I forget. Shrimp dish that they have. So just like maybe with your meals, you add that extra protein.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, I think that's my biggest thing right now. I mean, and then just like your journaling really helped me to see kind of, it always does, where I've fallen short and where I can change. And yeah, I think the biggest thing is like managing the emotions and sticking to the plan. But like life, I don't know, when you're fully living it, it's like you can't say what's gonna come up and like the true feelings that come up when things come up. It's just it can be a lot and overwhelming. So I feel like this past week, I gave myself grace to like, be in it, but try not to be totally in it and at least like nurturing my mind and my body. But I'm like, damn, I got business goals I want to hit. So it's like frustrating, you know?
But I think the best results always comes from having compassion with yourself and asking yourself, what would be best for me to do today? And every day can look different. Sometimes it may be putting the emotions aside for a little bit so that we can go all in on the goal. And other times it's about actually taking care of ourselves in a different way. So, do
Yeah.
you trust yourself? If you were to ask yourself every day when you wake up, what's the best that I can do today? And whatever answer comes, that you're going to navigate whatever challenge comes your way, do you trust that it will be good then?
I do, but I also it's new going fully into like entrepreneurship and it's like I trust my feelings and like balance with all of that, but when like this is now like my sole thing, it's like there has to be more drive regardless of what happens in life. And I feel like that was like the biggest takeaway that I got from the journaling. So and that my trust in that is being built, you know what I mean?
Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
And sometimes we go fast, and sometimes we go a little slower. And sometimes the slower seasons are actually the ones that add the most value. You have such a long life in front of you. You're going to make your goals happen.
Girl, I'm not taking a slow season right now. I ain't got time for that. Just kidding.
But
But
it does
maybe
sound like there's small little things, season times where you need to have compassion with yourself that yes, you're going
yeah.
really fast right now, but for the next 30 minutes, for the next 60 minutes, I'm just going to take a little break to tune into myself because that's only going to help me move the needle forward when now that I am trying to make things happen.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I
I
feel
have
like as entrepreneurs, many of us in here are very high achievers. We want to go places and we want to do it fast. We can think that, oh no, I'm in a fast season right now. I have to go fast right now. But that never stops unless we intentionally say, right now, I'm just going to tune into myself. As a high achiever, like Grace was even talking about, and I can relate to this, we just want to go, 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 go. And once
yeah.
we get in that, it's very hard to stop. So I know you're in the beginning of this incredible journey that you're on, but I think it's important to bring yourself with you. And something else that we've been talking about today and last week as well is when we go, 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 we are less connected with our emotions and it can be harder to tune in. So maybe it's just taking you a couple of days to allow yourself to feel. And now that you are slowly starting to connect to it, you want to push it away because, of
Yeah.
course, it's so much easier to just go, go, go when you're in the flow. But I think more good is going to come if you allow yourself to feel it a little bit.
And this is just one of like the four things that's going on, like the transition, the letting go, like even just letting go of my bartending job. It's like my identity for like the past
Yeah.
15 years. Like it's like you can't just pretend like that's nothing to like think about or like, you know what I mean? Like it's a letting go of like a part of me. So yeah, it's a lot.
Question: how much time could you set aside each day for the next 10 days where you allow yourself to feel? For the rest of the day, you can go, go, go. You can be in your business mode, you can work on your goals. But how much time every day will you allow to set aside to tune into yourself and feel and reflect, journal, walk, be in nature? How much time a day would you want to be willing to do that?
Like, do I have to? I'm like, tell me. I'm like 30 minutes maybe,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
I could do, I don't know if that'll actually allow me to like tap in and open up, you know?
But you could
But
try. It's better than putting a lid on it and like it bubbling the entire time.
yeah,
Because then once a
yeah,
day, you take off the lid and you really soak it all in. And then
yeah,
be kind to yourself if you're like, okay, today I need 10 more minutes. Give yourself 10 more minutes. But at
yeah,
least try 30 minutes a day. people who go through grief do this. They set aside time to be sad and dive into the grief so that the rest of the day they can feel more normal, and they know they have this time set aside where they dive into those emotions.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I didn't want to share. I was like, I just want to figure out how to eat some more protein.
Well,
And
we'll
like here
figure
I
that
am
out
fucking
too.
grinding.
We'll figure that out too. It's all part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Casey, thank
I
you.
love you guys. Thank you.
We
Thank you
love
so
you
much.
back. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. We're here for you when you need. Thank you guys so much for listening to this conversation with my Dream Life Society on how to create the career of our dreams and how to continue to level up regardless of the challenges, the obstacles, the rejections that come our way. If you want to join us and get 40% off, you can join us in the link below. I also just want to mention I'm wearing my new Gymshark fit. Well, you can always get 10% off when you use my code Pernella10, but if you're listening to this episode when it comes out right now, they have up to 50% off side-wide. So if you want to go grab some cute fits for the winter or the summer, whenever you're listening to this, you can use my code Pernella10. And also, if you found this useful, subscribe to whatever platform you're listening on, and I would just love to welcome you to this Challenge Your Norm family and make sure that you never miss an episode. I'm so grateful for you listening. And if you have a friend that has been going through some career challenges, maybe lost a job, gotten rejected, I hope that you'll send this episode to them because maybe it could help them. And that would make me really happy. I'm so grateful for you listening. I hope you have a beautiful day. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.